Questions?
How did it go out there? What did you see?
We had a tough go. I thought we started, pretty good, and then things kind of fell apart. We gave up a couple long touchdowns defensively, and when that happened, things started to fall apart a little bit for us. One of the things I challenge the kids with when you're going through this, you want to go out and I told them just play hard the whole game. I want a positive attitude. Don't turn on each other. Forget about what the score is at that point. Let's just keep playing and see what happens. And I thought the kids did that. I mean, we had a good attitude before the game. I thought when we left, I talked in the locker room afterwards about it. That's all you can do at this point. Just keep playing forward.
So, hey, your lackadaisical defense seemed to affect your offense in the long run. What do you have to say about that?
I don't know if we're lackadaisical. I thought we gave up some big plays. I mean, I don't think lackadaisical is the right word with that. Yeah, we had one guy that had a breakdown, and maybe that guy was just faster and better than him at that point. But I don't agree with you on that lackadaisical stuff.
I noticed you had Deion Sanders Jr. in on kickoffs, and you got a couple of kickoff penalties on the other team. Can you talk about his impact on special teams?
I like what he does back there. He's explosive. I don't know if he's fast enough to take the distance on you, but people know the name and they respect it. And Deion's a good kid. I like his attitude, and he's a go-getter type guy, and that's what you want back there.
Last week you talked about some guys getting out of their assignments, trying so hard to make a play. Did you see them? Was that cleaned up this week in your eyes? Staying within the assignments?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we had a couple assignment busts, I thought, late in the second quarter there. But, that's just guys, maybe, I don't know, just things that went wrong at certain points. I always say if you grade out in 80%, you're right on your assignments in the game, you're playing pretty good football. And I thought, and again, I'm going to have to watch tomorrow, but I thought for the most part, the kids did what we asked them to do.
Now, what prompted the change from Prestige? Was it in that taking this, or did you just want to get the guys in and moving forward? What do you foresee using the most?
Well, I think it's we're still evaluating that situation. Obviously, Stitch wasn't having a great day out there today, and we want to take a look at Matt to see what he could do. And I thought Matt did some good things again with his legs. Threw a couple of good passes, but he was 3 and 9 on the day, and 33% ain't going to get it done at quarterback. So, we're struggling there. Let's be honest with it. One thing you guys find out about me, I'll tell it the way it is, and we're struggling at that position.
After he came out, Kirstich had some big kind of wrap on his arm. Was that part of the decision to make the move to Matt?
I really don't know, because I let Dan handle all that. All I know is Matt came in, and I wanted to see what Matt could do, and then right at the end, Coleman came in, and then we got to evaluate that. Obviously, Stitch wasn't good enough today, and I think that's been part of our problem all along since Gilbert got hurt back in the South Florida game.
What did you think of Matt when he took over?
I thought he did some good things at times. I think we got to put in a package that's more compatible to him if we're going to go with him. To think he's going to read those routes and do those kind of things right now, I don't think he's ready for that. But we got 2 weeks to get him ready for a game, so we just have to see how that kind of sorts out.
Allowing the big plays on defense, how big of a problem was that?
That was a big time problem today. I was really disappointed in how we let that happen. But they got behind us there twice and got big plays on us, and really that was the deciding factor in the game. I thought, gave that up, and we went to stay a football team after that.
Last 2 weeks, Kevin Pope stepped back into a linebacker role, does some great things. Can you talk about his efforts this season?
That's the kind of kid you want to coach every week. He had 12 tackles a day, had a sack, he had a tackle for loss. The only thing I'm disappointed is he should have caught that one-handed interception on one side. No, you got to love that kid. I wish I had 20 of them. We wouldn't be sitting here talking about problems if I had 20 kids like Kevin Pope.
At one point, Prescott Line was getting his ankle rewrapped, and then Luke Seeker got his bell rung. Was Kevin Pope ever lobbying to play both offense and defense and never come off the field at all?
Well, I saw he headed over towards the offense at one point, and I don't, I'm trying to coach the defense and get those guys straightened out. So, I'm sure he was thinking he was going in. So, that's just the kind of kid he is. I wish I had a whole bunch of those.
Are you opposed to swapping players from offense to defense?
No, not at all. My thing is, I want the best football players on the field. If a guy can play both ways, and that's hard at the college level, just because of the energy it takes, and that's hard to do, but, you know, Kevin's one of the kids, he'd go both ways. He'd take 90 snaps on defense and 70 on offense, and, you know, he'd go down, heat exhaustion. So that's the kind of kid he is.
Darius Joseph was pulled, it looks like midway through the third quarter. We
Right.
didn't see much of him. Was he dealing with any ailments or anything like that?
No, not really. You know, he got 2 personal fouls there. We wanted to pull him a little bit on that. You know, I don't know if they're, I mean, I think there were effort things where he was finishing blocks, things like that. But, you know, there's a time when you got to pull off, but it wasn't a punishment deal, so to speak. I think we were taking a look at some different guys. The game was out of control then. Let's see if we can find a playmaker or something like that.
Do you think you can get control of the next game?
I don't know. We're going to have to see. I mean, Tulsa's struggling just like we are, you know.
I mean, every game is a struggle, but
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't even looked at Tulsa.
let's see what happens.
I have no idea what they're doing. So,
Okay.
you know, I'll be honest with you. I don't know. We'll figure that out, you know, starting next week.
What'd you think of Luke Seeker?
Yeah, I love him. You know, the guy just plays hard. Every time he's in there, he makes something positive happen. You know, he's you know, he's too slow. He's this, he's that, but he's a football player, and he just makes things happen. I like those kind of kids. I mean, I wish I had a whole bunch of them.
Coach, 8 tackles for loss, 3 sacks and a 4th fumble. What are you doing differently on the defensive side of the ball? We get some more pressure, some better pressure like that.
We just got to keep fires on and doing some stuff. You know, part of the problem I think is this is going into year 7. There's a lot of film on what I do. I'm going to change some things. What we do from a pressure standpoint. The thing that people got to understand too is with the offenses these days, they spread the field, and to me the game of football's changed. It's about one-on-one matchups now, and we didn't win some one-on-one matchups today.
One more. Offensive line only allowed 2 sacks today. You made any adjustments to, it seems like your sacks totals are lessening every year.
Yeah, I think that group's getting better and better. You know, Tim Davis came in and did a great job of coaching those guys, and I think those guys are starting to believe in each other. And you know, I don't know if it was the switch, you know, inside with the center and guard, but those kids I thought played pretty good today, and that was a major problem earlier in the year before I took this thing over.
Thanks, guys. Well, players, just a minute.